Last thing I want to show for this set of videos is how to organize your layers panel with layer groups. So right now, all our layers are just sitting on top of each other in kind of an unorganized fashion. First way to organize things is by renaming your layers. So in this demo, there's not much of a reason to, but in a real document, you might want to get the hang of naming your layers appropriately, and so on. But what I want to show you actually is layer groups. So you can start using folders inside this layers panel to start organizing things. So to create a layer group, it's using this button in the layers panel. So if I have no layer active, allow me to deselect and create a new folder. You'll see I have this group here, but it is empty. So now I will need to take a layer, click and hold a layer, and drag it in. Notice the blue box indicate where you are about to drop the layer. A rectangle around the group is showing you that you will drop it into the group. You become aware that it's in the group because they are indented. And you can easily now show and hide the contents of the group with this arrow right here. So click on this little arrow to expand or collapse the group. Another way to create a layer group is to first select the layers. So if I want to select this middle row over here and put them in a group, I could very quickly do this by using the Move tool and Auto Select to select them, and then click the button, the folder button, in the Layers panel. And they are now in the group. And these layer groups behave exactly like layers in that you can rename them. So this is the bottom row, this is the middle row, and this is the top row. And before we switch to the next thing, just keep in mind there are many ways to do things as usual in Photoshop. So I direct your attention to the menu, the layer menu, where you find options for grouping layers and ungrouping layers. So if you want to take these objects out of a group, you can simply click on Ungroup Layers, or you can manually do it in the Layers panel by pulling them out. So to delete a group, you can actually delete the folder, but be aware that it will delete the contents of the group as well. So if I click on this bottom folder and press the delete button, it deletes the group and its contents. But what if, however, you just want to delete the group quickly without deleting the contents? So that is the ungroup option in the layers menu over here. Or you can right click on it and choose ungroup over here. What's really nice about groups is it keeps your layers panel organized. So let me get back to where we had top, middle, and bottom. You can keep your layers panel nice and organized, accessing only the inner layers when you need them. But even better is you can start working with objects in your canvas as a group. So if you constantly want to do stuff to this set of layers up here, for example, you can start working with the group. And that avoids the process of needing to select each one every time you want to do something with them. So with the Move tool, again, you have to be aware of auto select, first of all, but now we have an extra layer to this Move tool. And that's, if you just look beside it over here, we have options for working with the layer or working with the group. And this makes a big difference. So with auto select on, if I click a layer, you see that in the layers panel, it activates the layer that you clicked on. However, if you switch to working with the group, now when I click on a layer, you'll see that it activated the entire group. So this is very important to be aware of. First of all, do you have auto select on or off? And if it's on, are you auto-selecting layers or are you auto-selecting groups? And you can now start working with groups in the same way that you would a layer. So if you wanted to move the top group around, it could be done very easily. You could use the transform controls to scale the group at the same time. And so much more. Okay, so try to get comfortable working with groups and the move tool, and always be aware of the move tool. Are you using auto select? And if yes, are you auto selecting groups or layers?